Hello everyone, hello everybody, this is 41625 Winter Solstice 8, and I'm gonna try to fit in another video, Minecraft video, of what's going on, what's going down on the Storm server. You're already seeing stuff, so let's get to the parts. Okay, no one's talking in chat, so it's fine. But as you can see here, I've been making some interesting changes. We have a walkway here, people. We have a walkway there. We have stairs going up. This is already a lot of scary changes, and there's now fern here. It's fully furnished out. Almost said furnished. I finally connected that beam of wool. And you're also probably noticing I have little to no crap gear on right now. Also, I'm tester to the server. So yeah, a lot has definitely happened, I will say. I haven't quite moved this inventory stuff about yet, but rest assured it's going to happen eventually. Yeah, I've done quite a lot. Every single furnace has a hopper to it. Every single furnace. There's like 108 hoppers, I think. So yeah, it's a ton of iron. It's like 500 something iron total that went into that. And the worst part is, I'm not done getting the hoppers. I still need hoppers to send through more inventory, and I need to shove chests in this mix for more inventory space. And then I can start reaching inventory space in the thousands, or like higher thousands I should say. This is already in the thousands worth of charcoal. But not exactly filled because we don't have tree fell or anything like that. So like chopping down trees is a pain in the butt for me. I've done a bit of polishing of this shaping just for the sake of coal for coal blocks, but that's not exactly important. Other than that, there actually isn't a whole lot difference besides perhaps inventory. And judging by how slow that was, I might be experiencing some amounts of lag. But whatever. I am slowly gathering up certain stuff. I haven't particularly been killing a lot of mobs because I am trying to savor my levels for reworking out my gear, and I need to get more diamonds. But other than that, I have been working toward getting a crap ton of bookshelves. Which I actually should have transferred these into a little sooner than now. So let's actually get some more books going right now. It'd be a lot more convenient if I didn't have to drop every single stack of paper like that, but what are you gonna do? Realistically, what are you gonna do? Let's see, I think according to my math previous times, it was something like 32 of those. Yeah, I think it was 32. Let's find out. Yes, it was. Then I do something like this. And boom, exact amount for bookshelves. I'm starting to learn a pattern to the amount of things I need for other things. And these can just be converted as sticks. Replenish my stick supply that I've just thoroughly roughed up and punched in the face. Ah. Why was I about to get in that and stuck in that? Whatever. So now I am going to the rest of my bookshelves to drop this off. And you'll see exactly how many bookshelves I have at the moment. I have almost 2 full stacks of bookshelves, which is pretty cool. Also, we got heads again. Like, random things drop heads again. It's pretty cool. But it's gonna be a while before, but it might be a little bit before I start having a chest for these again. Like, I'm thinking when I have a fireworks shop again. But as you can see, I also have a crap ton of end stone. Do you know what that means? Someone has finally been to the end. We killed the Ender Dragon. They made it out like a bandit with the experience. I don't particularly care. But yeah, that's been going like that. Really not much else has changed, because I've mostly been working on inventory management for building purposes, as well as working on this. And then with the tester stuff, I was one of the first couple people actually in the end. And we were kind of like screwing around with like the server owner and stuff there. Oh, cool. Yeah, I don't think this can be jumped. Didn't think so. But yeah, for the most part, I've been situating this stuff, making it a little more inhabited looking, a little more presented in the works, making something a little stronger to look at. Eventually, I definitely want to put a roofing on this of sorts. I'm not sure how though yet. But I definitely want some kind of roofing, because I don't want snow falling on my in front of my face while I am checking through all of these. But let me tell you, just going through all of these was annoying. Like, there's that many furnaces. Let me just double check the math. It should be 3 by 6, that's 18. So 18 times 6, 108, yeah. Then plus like 9 more, that's about how many hoppers there are in total. And then I basically had to run the lock command and lock adjustments commands for who can use it and if it can use a hopper or not, 108 times each. Not each furnace, like for each command. So in total I did 324 command runs through all these furnaces. And I've even considered maybe adding another set of furnaces. But I'm not entirely sure yet. It's a little too soon for me to say. And that would be a crap ton of iron. That would be... That would be 36 more hoppers. But enough of that. The important thing is that it is very particularly beautiful right now. She is a beautiful and mature young lady. We need to treat her right. We need to make sure she's secured and welfare and protected, and then we need to make sure she's a happy flying bird. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you maintain a beautiful relationship. But yeah, I really miss my my feather falling boots. Pretty soon though, I shall have those back. A friend was kind enough to give me a sword, but it's being of arthropods. Other than that, this is almost exactly what I need. I need sharpness, and I could merge it with this and have sharpness overtake that bit if I do it right in the enchantment table. Or not enchantment table, the anvil. In which case, I should have pretty close to exactly what I had previously. Minus knockback, which is perfectly fine. Oh, and I would also have to apply looting. Which I should probably consider. I'm sure I have looting in here. Yeah, I have looting 2. Looting 3 would be nice, but looting 2 is fine. Actually, did I ever... Actually, I shouldn't even consider that other sword. There was another sword I tried enchanting. For some reason, I jumped at the fire aspect. It was the temptation, and I jumped at it. I really should not have. But, yep, it's in the freebies chest. If someone, say on the server, wants that, go for it. Let's see. Life is like an ever-shifting kaleidoscope. A slight change and all the patterns alter. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's something I like to do in my board time. I like to just right-click on a bookshelf and see what quote or little short story-ish thing it has to say. Gives me something to do or think about. Yeah, other than that, not much has actually changed. Or at least not yet. There's probably going to be a few changes later on in this video. But yeah, I was not too happy about the Smite 4. Just no. Oh, another thing I've actually done about is I've added more grass to here. It's slowly becoming more and more agriculture, kind of a little less stone. And a little more grass and green, yeah. You can go outside, smell the roses, get stung by a bee maybe. All the important things. But yeah. So I am going to cut for now. Okay. So I changed the floor out in here to quartz. Just because I felt like it. And I am, for the ceiling, I am situating stone slabs, I guess. But for here, I'm going to mix it up a little bit. Sort of like a, I want to say like a pattern, but also kind of not really. Like, I want the sort of shape into here, and then maybe like something a little higher perhaps, or maybe lower. But I want to do that in a way where I'm not gonna get as much snow on top for the time being. So I can still kind of navigate my placement of blocks as I go upwards. I'm thinking maybe later on I may try to make this come out this way and come across this thing again and maybe have another set of stairs going up and as well as stairs over here. I think that might be cool. I think that's going to become a thing. Like, the more intricate the pathways are, the more interesting it'll be to sort of explore it. Other than just like having a few and then maybe have some place you can go up. There could be other things. There could be other things. And the world could be magical to explore. But maybe a little less singing it. Or perhaps better singing. I'm not exactly known for singing, I don't think. Besides, having some way with words. Note, some way with words. If it's on the spot, I'm probably going to really suck at it, but if I plan it out, I'm probably going to do something a little better in terms of wording things on the spot. Otherwise, it's just going to be hell. And that's me being uttermostly confident in my abilities. So yeah, that's how that is kind of going to be. I'm watching your every move. Okay, so you're probably seeing something kind of weird. Do you know why? I'm you. You specifically. Hmm? 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 Do you understand? I hardly do either. I just noticed, up this close I'm making like... I'm just like hearing like a bunch of snow sounds, like inside of someone's face. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. So something I definitely didn't know is that I can kind of run Minecraft on the same computer essentially twice, but with a different account. And if I keep myself in that kind of chat mode, I can basically, I guess watch myself do stuff. So this person right here, this person right in front of me that I'm punching in the face on my screen, and forcing me to get a chat message saying, hey, sorry, but you can't PvP here. This person here this is sort of like an alt. Now, who is this alt? You may be wondering. Camera Solstice 8, right there on the top. So I made this, well, kind of made this. A friend gave me this sort of, account that they no longer wanted. They had no more interest to really keep up with Minecraft, really, so, yeah. Just kind of wanted to get into MMOs and stuff. Which is all fine and dandy. But, yeah. So yeah, I gave this account basically one of my more commonly used skins and put a camera in the face. Which I really like. I am recording your every move. Every move. But anyway, with this I can also manage a secondary profession on the server. Say, mechanic or something, while this guy here, my main, is being governor. The big cheese, the big boss. The big boss! Take this, and this, and that, and this. Ah! I will kick you off your throne. But no. This was a fun one to make, I gotta say. I always wanted to do something like this with multiple accounts or something. I always figured it'd be kind of fun. Just like watching your own every move. If only my frame rate didn't suddenly jump horrible. But yeah, I guess I'll get back to this. So something I find is that whichever window I start a recording in, if I leave that window while it's recording, I can jump to another window and I can just sort of do things around in this one. It is kind of convenient and very practical, although the one issue I found is I've only figured out how to manage it with the chat thing open. So that may become some kind of issue, but yeah. I don't really know how to really go about that at the moment. Like I know I've heard something about some kind of, whoa, that's crazy on recording frame rate. Oh man. This guy has the worst frame rate in the world right now. But the one I'm moving around in has amazing frame rate because this one isn't being recorded through. Woo! That is just hilarious. Poor bastard. It's okay. It's okay. I'll pat you on the shoulder. Pat you on the back. It's okay. You'll be fine. So allow me to elaborate what I plan to be kind of doing with this character on the server. So what I intend to do is from both aiding my recording ability to improve on like videos that I make for presentation purposes and also getting out some of my silly ideas with that. And what I also intend to do with this character is I want to kind of use the mechanic feature in for my like stuff. Like as you can see, I have mechanic perk with this character. My main is governor, as I stated earlier. So what mechanic specifically does? Mechanic has a number of extra functionality in doing things that most other perks cannot even come close to doing. Like, there isn't really any new redstone contraptions that it really simplifies, like the engineer's science does, but there's a number of interesting things that you will find that mechanic is capable of. One of such things is making bridges and secret switches. But that's just some of the earlier start of it. When I really get this perk rolling, which will probably be a while, it'll probably be a while. I'm only tier 1 at the moment. I'll have to do a lot of questing. But once I really get this person rolling, I am going to be able to get special pistons, which have a number of interesting uses to them. And not only the special pistons that interest me, I will be able to get Stargate, which is something I'm sure I have brought up before. So I can like travel from like one town to another or something. But I was also informed by the server owner that towns may get some kind of added means to travel from one town to another, like a server-wide Stargate or something. I'm hoping it'll be like a Stargate central hub of sorts, which I think would be cool. I think it should be like a sphere like this, where rain is like always happening or something. Or at the very least, a lot of like sounds of lightning edits. Like it could be at like some kind of very distant pocket of something where it happens at. I think it would be very, very interesting to the players to visit and all that, to use. ultimately, I hope that does actually come around. But anyways, now on about the special pistons. So special pistons are like, you put a sign with like certain text on it to signify what the piston is going to be set to actually sort of do. And then the piston is going to sort of do that interesting function. Like, it could push blocks further in a weird way, or it could make the player basically bounce really high up into the sky, which is, you want to be careful of that. And it's, that's also, redstone triggered. So yeah, really watch that. It's gonna take some kind of setting up to do, but it is doable and it's interesting. And then one of the things that particularly interested me was the block breaker piston, which is supposed to be able to sort of break blocks in front of the piston head, which I would like to use for getting my cobble, assuming that functionality still works. If it does, hallelujah. And that will save me all kinds of trouble with my cobble supplies, because I really need a lot of cobble, and I go through it like nothing. This isn't much cobble at all. I am someone who can use a ton of it, and I still will need more. I am the player that actually runs out of cobble, and that is all kinds of sad. Although I am also the one player who actually needs dirt. So there's that. But that's what's a lot of my plans for the future hold with this character. It will be all kinds of glory, and I will bask in its shower. I will bask in its glory. I don't know. It was gonna be something poetic, but I don't know. Also, I may seem like I've been avoiding posting these, and maybe even being a little lazy and progress about. That's because I'm sort of playing things out. Mostly around this place, I've been doing a lot of inventory management and sort of overlooking of things. Sort of deciding all these nitty-gritty details. And then I've also been playing a lot of Guild Wars 2. And I've really been enjoying the game. If you haven't seen what that's about, it was like one of the previous few videos on my channel. I'm sure there's probably like a spot or two that'll maybe make you laugh or something. Like, if I didn't at least find something that I think is worth watching, I probably wouldn't have bothered recording it. At the very least, I want to give people an idea of like what it's like when I go do something versus what they're probably picturing. Because honestly, the game is not at all any form of grindiness, unless if you're working on masters, in which case that's a whole new kind of story. And if you want to do it the faster way, it's grindy. Other than that, a lot of the game is fast-paced. There's a lot of jumping puzzles in that. It's really interesting, and everything is very detailed when you look at it. I swear to you, they make the game to be explored and tell you to explore it. Many people would sooner die than think. In fact, they do so. This took me a second to interpret after I just picked that one out. That's as in the random generator of quotes or whatever. But I think I get it. Okay, so what it's saying is they act in a way that gets them killed rather than thinking first and maybe trying to do something before getting killed. So that's actually kind of that secondary thing is actually what I do. I actually sort of would think at a time of risk rather than panicking at a time of risk and just getting completely overwhelmed by it. Like, I'll realize when things are going bad and if there's something I should probably do before others. Like, it just sort of comes to me because it's just sort of how I'm used to trying to process things in a form of order and handling of things. And honestly, that's also like the kind of stuff you should do in games like Guild Wars as well. At least Guild Wars 2, I mean. I never played the first one. Like, a lot of people will just jump at stuff, but there's actually some tactical need to stuff that you should always pay attention to. Like, if you're doing the Stronghold PvP, defend your team's person, or captain in that, and you'll probably have a higher chance of winning, and less chance of losing. That's another thing. I want to kind of upload stuff like that sometime soon. Like, upload maybe like a PvP thing with like some guildies and that. I think it may be kind of cool. Like, from what I've seen, it's actually kind of similar to, say, League of Legends or Smite PvP, where it's like the two sides and like basically team deathmatch almost. More so closely related to Smite, I would describe it by the fact you gotta like protect the zones a little more, or of like your team side, and protect like sort of like a champion sort of person or thing. But it's a lot more tactical in that you're given stuff like trebuchets to kind of defend and kill like door breakers and stuff. And you can pick up supplies to go repair stuff, or summon like a sort of like a captain to assault the other team or something. There's all kinds of layers to that kind of stuff, and it's really fun. I gotta say. I'm not normally one for PvP, but that was really fun. Still progressingly, I am getting fuller and fuller on horse armor. This is kind of annoying to me, but what are you gonna do? So, what else has been going on while off camera? So, I've been kind of doing like making a bit of my own sort of like a jumping puzzle kind of thing. And slowly, little by little, I've been dictating the course of going on it more and more. Like, I'm setting points about in like the mountain where you can only... Oh. I forgot that was string there. I'm setting like areas where you specifically can only go up through a designated area, unless you're a cheater and you somehow have ender pearls. Well, joke's on you. If still doable, I may disable ender pearls on this place. So how do you like that? I'm also starting kind of like a tower here. I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna go about it, but I am working up ideas. And that's actually going to be part of where this fella is going to go up. Like, I just always wanted at least one sort of like a parkour thing a jumping puzzle, the technical name for it is, in like something that I build. I think that'll make it a little more interesting. I'm thinking maybe towards the bottom, this thing is probably going to rest on a cube. Or perhaps it's going to have something weird and cube-like coming out of it. I'm not entirely sure. At the very least, I may add a cube here. The more cubes, the more interesting this side of the landscape may look, I'm thinking. Man, do I miss having my feather following boots. So you probably see some random junk on me. That's because I was in the nether the other day. Oh god, that rubber band. Let's see. Can make these coal blocks now. Oh, come on. Thought I missed that like 2 times. Let's see. I believe it was this one. Still a bit of block lag. Let's shove my stellium right there. Coal blocks there. So yeah, I have 3 stacks of coal blocks, which is pretty cool. I'm looking forward to having more. Coal blocks will be an interesting form of building material. Primarily because they're one of the darker building materials, which is something that makes them a little more difficult to get. They are actually like the blackest building material. Obsidian usually seems quite the darkest, but it's now coal blocks ever since coal blocks were added. So yeah, that's how that's kind of planned out and figured out. I haven't really made any progress over here, but yeah, all over on that mountain I have been decreasing the amount of ways you can just climb up it. I want to force the player to take some kind of weird, crazy means of getting up it. Now this spot here isn't resolved, nor is that, but I do have a start at this kind of matter. I'm gonna show you. So right here, I moved the landscape back just a little bit and brought some of it upward more. Try to make it more of like a spiky kind of patternish sort of deal, which takes a bit of thought to really situate, I noticed. But as you can see, there is a lackluster of this kind of platform to simply go up. So I can't just scale it like that. I have to legitimately look around for something else. I don't think this is resolved. Yeah, this is very unresolved. That's a flaw. Besides that one spot, most of the rest of this is pretty set up for it. Like as you can see here, I made sure that people couldn't just jump up here or something. But over here is going to need a little height working. This spot here is particularly too low, so that's going to need the main focus of resolve. And I've also been bringing it a little more around with the spiky whatever stone theme. And if you're actually in here, there's not a chance you can just jump up one of these, I made sure of. At least I don't think this is doable. Never actually tried to jump like this, but I'd assume it isn't very doable. Probably just really hard though. Well, whatever. Okay, so let's hop down here. What it might have been was that I thought I probably placed a few of these blocks, but I was lagging a crap ton last night, so at the very least, I made sure this area was 100% foolproof of just climbing up. Every single block that was just lying around on this thing, I removed it for sure. You're not like getting up that unless you got an end pearl. Or jump boost. Cheating decisions. Anyway. Just for that matter, I might actually just mess with this pit just to make sure it's less climbable, which actually already looks pretty unclimbable if I like move that one down or that one. I think both actually is basically golden, which isn't really a problem. But yeah, this is gonna be like some kind of tower, I guess. Maybe a tower, maybe it goes to something. I'm not quite sure which. But we'll find that out later. But for now, I think that's gonna call it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have suggestions, feel free to put them down in the comments below. I will see them. I always check my YouTube comments, actually. I look forward to comments. Comments are bae. So, yeah. Thank you so much for watching. This is 41Solstice25, Winter Solstice 8. And have a good day. Bye-bye.